Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about website accessibility and creating a team. The main topics that we'll be covering are creating a team and actually making leadership care about digital accessibility. So first off, how do you create that ultimate team that's going to help you move forward and get to where you want to go? So first of all, obviously, you can't do this alone. You can't change the website or mobile application or whatever digital thing you're doing and trying to making it more accessible without a team. The three main roles that you're typically going to need is someone in charge of content, someone in charge of development, and someone in charge of testing. Sometimes you'll have a content person also testing content items, and you'll have a developer also testing development items, but usually within most companies, you don't have someone doing both content and development because it's different skill sets. So anywhere from 2 to 3 people is the absolute minimum that you would need to move accessible items forward. For key next steps, I would identify a few key people who can help you move items along and bring them up to speed. Think about those 3 areas: content, development, and training. Who can help you move those 3 areas forward and give them training on accessibility? Have them take this course, have them do other courses online, search online, or maybe even you, now being enabled, can train them on what they should do to move accessibility forward. Focus on that core team that you have just identified and grow from there. Don't go too big too fast. Focus on your core team and make sure you empower them to move items forward without you. Enable them to be advocates of accessibility and fix problems on their own. Encourage them to identify a plan for their own role. So if you have a developer, ask them, what do you as a developer need to do to make items more accessible in the area that you're responsible for? Same thing from a content perspective, and even from a testing perspective. What processes can you help us identify to make items accessible throughout the process? Because we know it's not a one and done deal. Accessibility is an ongoing item that always needs to be addressed. Which leads me to the last point. Identify a few key process changes. Start with baby steps. Don't change the whole ship now. Start with A, B, C, and move those items forward. Again, let's go for quick, easy wins, and then grow from there. It's a lot easier to change something small versus changing everything at once. So why should management care about website accessibility? Here are some points to communicate to your management and to your leadership. There's an ongoing risk mitigation and process change with accessibility. It's continual, ongoing, not one and done. Accessibility really needs support from leadership and management to make permanent changes within the organization that are ongoing. It should be deeply embedded in your content process, deeply embedded in your development process, and same thing with the testing process. If one point fails, then all 3 will end up failing. So having that strategy from leadership to say, yes, this is a priority and it's an ongoing process will be really important. Other points to communicate to your leadership to get them more on board are the financial risks from lawsuit. In the United States of America in 2018, there were a ton of lawsuits from accessibility, and that's only been growing into 2019 and even 2020 with the coronavirus. Accessibility has been much more in the newspapers and television, making sure everyone has accessible to their own jobs, to their own software when they're working from home remote. So again, accessibility lawsuits are not going away anytime soon. So it's an ongoing risk mitigation there. There's also a financial opportunity from improved customer experience and more people accessing your content. When you improve accessibility, you're improving search engine optimization. You're improving Google rankings, Bing search rankings, Yahoo rankings. So however people access your website, it's going to be improved when you improve accessibility. Same thing for mobile applications. When you improve accessibility, you're improving user experience. You're making it much easier to use, and people will get to where they need to go faster. And lastly, but probably most important, is it's just plain ethics. You want to make sure everyone has access to your content and you're not excluding people out. I mean, once you start excluding people, that's even dollars that you're excluding at that point for your own business. So let's make sure everyone is involved in helping with accessibility, moving it forward, so that way all users have access to your information. Thanks everyone for listening, and hopefully you can convince your management to move accessibility forward and let them know that it is a very important process that's ongoing. See you next time.